Hello everyone, Crash here with RTA Motorsports, and today we're going to be joining in Assetto Corsa EVO, where I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks that I learned that really made VR and Assetto Corsa EVO a smooth 90 frames per second experience. Let's jump in. All right, everyone. So some of these tips and tricks are really ones that I learned by watching Sim Racing GP as well as Maverick. I'm going to have their channels in the description box below, as well as the videos, so that way you can take a look at them and maybe take out some other nuggets of information that are in there, because not all the tips were relevant to us, but some of the ones that I'm going to share with you in just a little bit actually worked really well for us. And another thing to say, definitely just make sure your expectations are true to life. This is still a very early access title. There's a lot of things that are still broken that just don't work right at all. There's also a lot of optimizations that need to be had. You're going to see later on, we're even running into some CPU level issues and utilization issues with my 7950 X3D, which is a monster of a CPU. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to be jumping into it right now. All right, everyone, welcome inside the rig. So I just want to go over a few things that I've learned kind of digging around the settings and also watching some videos. I'm going to post some of the videos that had some pretty cool tips in the description box below. Definitely take a look at those because we did utilize some of them. And the one that seemed to help me out the most was really going into video settings, go to graphics, and if your title is not running right, go to the low, very low preset, hit apply, and then close the title out, restart the title, and then bump up your graphical settings. One thing I am noticing, and we could do it right now, if you go to medium or high, it seems like the textures kind of just disappear for whatever reason. Not really sure what that's all about. You can see everything is black inside here. And I'm not really sure why that's happening. Now, if you go down, it seems to be related to ambient occlusion for whatever reason. See ambient occlusions on medium. If we put that on off, or I think even the low setting works. Nope, not the low setting, off. Then the interior comes back, and that's also the same case on track. Everything, including the signage, all that, even in broad daylight, will all be black for whatever reason. If this is happening on your system, definitely let me know. But the other thing I noticed too is if you're running on the low preset, it pretty much looks the same as medium for whatever reason. There's really not much of a difference here. It looks about the same. So definitely give it a try. Let me know what you think. You could really boost a lot of the settings up and not really mess with ambient occlusion. And it seems to look very similar no matter what you're running. The other thing that helped me out was, if I'm recording like I am now, is setting the core affinity in Task Manager. Now again, CPU wise, we're running the 7950 X3D, but I noticed my CPU was completely maxed out. So I right now we're recording with very conservative settings. Even then, I'm still like 90% in my CPU utilization, and that's because this title seems to take a lot of resources from the CPU. Now, when I'm not running OBS, we are sticking at a steady 90, which, I mean, it's really playable. But let's try this. Let's go to the Ferrari we ran yesterday. Same color, yellow. Laguna Seca, 12 cars. Pretty much the same setup as we did before. And it's going to be a lot more playable than it was with OBS running. OBS is recording only at the moment. We're still going to be in the reprojected range at 45. But yesterday was very, very hard to see kind of what was going on. And one thing I noticed too is like coming around through pit lane is not as dramatic as far as like seeing all the artifacting. Much better. Oh, big incident there. running the Sim Experience AccuForce, definitely go in Sim Commander and do the update. Get the profile. Definitely changes for the good. The force feedback, without a doubt. Now all through here, when I'm not running OBS, we're at a 90 frames per second. But I do gotta say, you know, still, it's pretty insane how much resources this title is taken from CPU utilization. So it still may be an issue on some CPUs, some systems. So just kind of monitor that if you're running into like some jitteriness or even weird behavior of the title. See what your CPU's at. But this is so much more playable. Also, some people have had success with making sure that the title is running on administrator mode. So going into your Steam files, finding the exe file, right-clicking and hit run as administrator. That has worked for some people as well. And some people have actually saved a desktop icon of that in administrator mode so that way they could access it easier. But hopefully these work for you. You can get in and start really enjoying some VR. I know in OpenXR as well, there are some settings you can adjust to adjust the render scaling. I haven't even dived into that at all. That's a whole nother ball game of things you can do to really fine-tune your Assetto Corsa experience here. But so far in the headset, it is looking very smooth, although we are reprojected. I'm actually able to enjoy this race. Missed that apex big time. I think we're pulling him in. checkered flag. You see the flag waving there? There we go, and that's it. Everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this quick video here because I just wanted to get some of these tips out. It made me very excited to even be able to race at all in VR and actually enjoy it at a full 90 frames per second. Now again, without OBS running, we're having a great experience now. And it is odd, but it does seem to work for me whenever I'm loading up Assetto Corsa EVO. And I notice in the menu system, we're getting a lot of jittering, a lot of frame drops, that I put it in very low mode, hit accept, get out, and then go back in. And then I could start adjusting all my graphical settings above that. And it just seems to work just fine. Very odd. And then also whenever I'm running OBS, really just making sure that that core affinity is set where they're not on the same cores for some reason, seem to also make it a much more stable experience while I'm actually recording. So everyone, hopefully those tips work for you. Again, I do have the videos down in the description box below, so that way you could take a look and maybe see what other things work for you. Maybe you have to run it in administrative mode. Maybe that's what's gonna work for you. There's other things that they mentioned in the video as well. I don't want to take all the information from their video, but definitely check them out. And then hopefully you get to enjoy a VR race within Assetto Corsa EVO, just like we recently did. Everyone, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll catch you all next time.